Uh, Hello, people. This is a wrestling, unnamed wrestling talk because we can't do wrestling Wednesdays. It's Friday, so that wouldn't make a lot of sense. But yeah. So this is it. This is us, and hopefully it's not as bad as a lot of the shit that we've seen this week. People that are fans of Double Toasted and were on the Double Toasted site last night would probably know what I'm referring to, but we won't get into that. Anyways, so what we're gonna do, basically, and I'm just gonna go ahead and go through this really quick. I know a lot of people aren't listening right now, but if you guys do go in the chat room, I will be posting a link there. And just something to know for like the next coming weeks too. If I post something on the Facebook thing, leave me a message so I can send you a link so you can join us if you're into wrestling or if you just want to come here and fuck around and chill with us. And that's basically all you need to know. It's really simple shit. I just let everybody in. I mean, this is a really easy one. It's not like a midnight chat attack. So, yeah, anyways, first off, because I have no announcements at all. But, yeah, so guys, have you watched any of the shows or anything? Or is there anything, like, as far as news that's kind of caught your attention or crossed your eyes?
The WWE website look like shit.
Oh, it does.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's so bad.
It looks like a shitty version of WrestleZone.com. I told Anthony that last night, but good God, man.
Yeah, I know. And then, like, I knew it, and I'm trying to keep my voice down. I don't want to get in trouble. But they switched out the logo. Out of all the businesses in the history of forever, as SpongeBob likes to say, that is one logo that should never change. Because that logo has history behind it. It's not just a logo. It means something. It's like a whole generation of wrestling.
But that's the thing. They actually kept it, though. Look at that logo. Like, the red, that's still a huge part of the Attitude Era. They had that shit for, like, what? Since 1998? That's about... It's almost like 20 years now. Then you got, it's the same thing, kind of.
Not really.
No.
It's the WWE Network logo.
Yes.
So you guys
I hate
really...
that damn logo. No. we know what logo. It looks so millennium-y. It's like, ugh.
And could you believe what fucking WWE said on their Twitter? Oh, our new website is like Finding Dory. Just keep scrolling. I'm like, what the frick? I sent it to you, Anthony, at work, but they said that. I don't know if you got it or not, but yeah, they said that. And I'm like, this is the most horrible marketing ever.
Yeah, like, that's the one thing, too, is like Finding Dory. Does anyone give a shit about that right now?
No.
Well, to counteract that point and to maybe like play devil's advocate, they're doing the whole PG era. Are they still in the PG era? Last time I checked.
No, this is the reality era. Triple H.
Or they still like notice themselves as PG, right?
Yeah. Oh no, they've done some things that are non-PG ever since the reality era began. So I don't know if it really counts or not.
Then I have no clue, because I'm thinking like PG era for kids. Then,
when the show starts on the top left corner, it always says TVPG for WWE.
Yeah, so they still PG. So kids show, that means advertising kids movies.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
So, you realize you're playing devil's advocate for something you hate, though?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. Like, for me, I mean, I know you guys are playing devil's advocate, but at the same time, it's like, you gotta imagine what people thought when we were kids watching wrestling in the Attitude Era, and what people thought that, very scraggly line, like, I mean, the WWE Attitude Era line, or WWF Attitude, that did not look bulky or bold or triumphant. It looked like a tagging. Like, you know what I mean? It looked like someone scratched that shit into a wall.
Like they're trying to get hip. They're trying to get hip with the times.
Well, you talk about the logo, look at that.
Yeah, like the WWF Attitude logo. I feel like
but it had a theme behind it, because the logo was like it was like an expression, because come on now, like when you go back to NWO or most of the storylines, they had somebody doing some graffiti on the belts, on the ring.
Yeah,
it meant something.
Exactly, and I just want to say what's up to my boy Eddie Hendricks here. What's up, brother?
Hey, Eddie, how's it going?
WrestleMania.
Dude, that's a badass mask, actually.
It is.
I got it at Walmart.
I got it at Walmart. Hey,
Stick,
we just asked Jenny
mask.
here. What's up?
Hey, I'm just sneaking in. I'm on my break at work, so I'm sneaking in quick.
Okay, awesome.
So,
Do you like wrestling at all, Jenny?
not really.
Yeah, I
I
thought you didn't like wrestling. Yeah.
I just wanted to say hi. I'm sorry. I can leave.
Oh no, it's
you're
all
fine,
good.
you're
Yeah, go and
fine,
stay
you're
with
fine.
us. Cause we can hear you laugh and we're like, hey man, remember that part where the guy with his underwear grabbed the other guy with the underwear, and then they, like just wrestled around. So cool.
Sweat.
Yeah, bye. No, I'm kidding.
But yeah, Eddie, have you been kind of like in the know of stuff this week or no?
Well, I watched a brief highlight segment on Raw earlier, but I don't really know what the fuck's going on because it's just music with the matches sped up.
Yeah, exactly. I know like they just show too much shit. Like it's kind of jarring actually. It's not like any kind of context or anything. But what about you, Trey?
Actually, this week I barely watched anything. Everything I watched were like YouTube clips. It was,
Me too.
and one thing I gotta say, Raw had the weirdest fucking ending. that was the
Yeah.
weirdest ending to a show, and SmackDown's ending made less sense. like nothing about. It was both Raw and SmackDown from YouTube clips. I'm just going by YouTube clips, so I probably don't have any right to say this, but it does not have me hyped for Fastlane.
Was
See,
it the
it kind of
ending
did
where
for like a week. When it came back to USA, I thought that there was something going to be there. Like, they were doing all those vignettes with Paige and fucking New Day and Goldust and everything. And I was like, oh shit, like, they're actually filming promos for fucking SmackDown? This hasn't happened in forever. They've been using shit from, like, 2010.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, like, they're doing that. I was actually really excited.
Fastlane is this Sunday, right?
It's this
Yes.
Sunday, yes.
Do
are
you know
you
what the
ready
main
for the
event is,
fast
Anthony?
lanes?
Oh, wait, what'd you say, Eddie?
Are you ready for the fast lanes
Hell no.
and not the slow lane?
Bullshit.
Damn, really, Trey?
All right, tell me how you really feel.
Bullshit.
Uh,
God, I'm so mad with this.
Nick, what was you about to ask me?
No, I was gonna ask you too. Like, because I like to test like your knowledge because sometimes like you said, you don't really watch the shows much. But right now, do you know what the main event is? Because we talked about it last week, I think.
I forgot. Didn't I? Yeah. The
Okay,
only thing
how
I
about you, Eddie?
know, the only thing I know recently is the Jericho and the Jericho versus AJ Styles is gonna happen again for a third time, I believe.
Yeah.
It is.
So that's gonna be kind of cool. Is it for a belt or anything, or is it just
No,
like
no,
No.
just bragging rights.
just bragging rights? Okay, so that's kind of cool. So that'll probably be cool. And it's pay per view, so they probably was told to put on a clinic, as they say in the business.
Yeah.
So that'll
Yeah.
be cool. And I only know about that because I just looked at their shitty ass site. So
Anthony fucking hates that site, dude.
Yeah, it's bad. I'm with them. You comparing the site to Finding Dory. Like, what kind of bullshit? I don't care if it's going to the PG audience. You don't compare it to a character. Like, you could have just said, oh man, yeah, just keep going down. That's it.
No, really though. I mean, it just I don't know. It's weird. It's a very jarring fucking layout. And hey, Nick Leslie's in the house. What's up,
How's
brother?
it going, buddy?
Hey.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're just fine, man.
Hey, can you see me? Or
I can see your head. Oh, there you go. I can see you. What is up?
not much, man.
Hey, man. So, what do you think about this week in the wrestling biz?
This week, you said?
This week or last couple weeks, whatever you mean. Honestly, this week is identical to last week.
Yeah, I mean it's been I guess pretty eventful. I mean I really don't the whole stuff they've been doing, like Raw, is still a shit show to me. I mean I like some of the stuff they're doing, but I think that they're not. It really doesn't feel like WrestleMania season at all.
It doesn't. I agree with you.
I think that's because of the lack of star power they have, because of the all the injuries and shit.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I 100%.
And it just seems like they're talking about the whole Undertaker thing and about his opponents not on the WWE roster, which is like sounds fucking weird to me. And they're being very vague about that. All the reports are being very vague about it. But did you guys talk about that at all? Like, who you think that they might be talking about with that?
No, we
haven't, but that was actually the first thing I wanted to get into today, actually. Because the one thing I will say that I'm excited for is like they're saying that, it's probably not going to be Bray Wyatt. Like they kind of got away from that idea. But then I just saw a report that says it could be either The Rock or Braun Strowman or whatever that dude's fucking name is.
Well,
Nobody wants
they
to see
were
that.
the real thing is this: is that Wyatt's facing Lesnar, and that's been the plan all along. That's why the Wyatt family's been doing their thing with him.
Yeah. Which I don't know about you guys, but the build up for that's been amazing. I've actually been loving that build up.
Yeah, no, it's been pretty good. It's something new too, which I
Right.
think is like it's always good. But if Bray was just in there, like Bray and Taker had a good match, but I wouldn't want to see it again.
Yeah.
It would be just stupid. They were gonna do They were gonna do Strowman because I was reading a lot about this over the last week. Because if you don't know, I do my own wrestling podcast. So I got to keep up to date on this shit. But
Yeah.
the stuff with Taker is like they wanted him to Vince wanted Strowman to face him, and both Taker and Triple H were like fuck no, because Strowman's inexperienced, and they feel like that it wouldn't be a good match at all. So now they're saying, now that's like the third or fourth opponent that they've had in mind for Taker, and it went to shit because originally it was supposed to be Sting. They were talking about Sting, but Sting got hurt. He hurt his neck in the match against Seth Rollins. Had to get surgery. And sorry, this fucking candies taste like shit. Had to get
Steen is
surgery
still fucked up from that?
What happened?
Is
Yeah.
Steen still fucked up from that?
I think he's getting better, but I don't know if he's cleared to wrestle. I think that he's still doing therapy and stuff like that, but especially at his age. I don't know if the doctor are gonna clear him right away because of the whole his age, and it's his neck. So I mean,
His age. I thought you said he has AIDS.
no. Because of his age, I think that they're going to be kind of reluctant. If he was like 30, they'd probably be like, all right, yeah, you're cleared. But, when you're older, you got to take those things. He's in his 50s now, Sting. So, I mean, you got to take those things a little bit more, like, delicately. But, so he got hurt. Then they were like, oh, yeah, we're going to have him face Cena. Because that's been talked about for a while. Then Cena got hurt. Cena got hurt. Then they were talking about Kevin Owens went to management and said he wanted to face Undertaker, which took balls for him to do. But they were like, nah, it doesn't really fit into what we're trying to do with you, and they're doing the whole thing with him in the Intercontinental title now. So then they were like, Strowman, but then Taker was like, fuck no, I'm not facing Strowman. And then so now they're saying that the guy who he's facing is not even on the roster.
Oh, wow.
So do you think it's going to be somebody from NXT?
Well, that's the thing. They're being very vague. I don't know if they're saying the main roster or if they mean like
WWE contract-wise.
WWE in general. That's the thing that's kind of like weird about it, is that they're not being very, like, the reports are not really specific because I don't think anybody knows as of yet about what they're doing. But a lot of people are saying it could possibly, just because they're lacking star power, even though they didn't want to bring him back, it could be Kurt Angle, because he's been talking about not wrestling, but he said he wasn't going to wrestle for the next year, and he's already had 2 or 3 indie dates that he just booked.
And also, sorry to butt in on it, but
no, you're good.
Kurt Angle already said he's trying to talk to WWE, and they still want nothing to do with him.
That was about like a couple months ago or whatever. But now with the situation they're in with all the injuries, they need some big names on that card, because they're trying to make this the biggest WrestleMania ever. They're trying to sell out 100,000 people in Cowboy Stadium.
It's so funny too, because the thing is, all they fucking need is Undertaker versus Sting. Even though it's not going to be a good match, they can just go in there and fucking, like, I don't know, be circus animals. Like, it'll be just fine.
Yeah.
So I mean, it doesn't really, but I mean, that's a really big deal, because they apparently have made a decision. It's just that they haven't. They're like, no one knows who they're talking about. Everybody's keeping their mouth shut, and usually this stuff leaks out, but it's not leaking out.
Yeah, and I find that a good thing, because in this day and age, I hate when stuff gets,
Oh yeah, no.
leaked
If
out,
you could keep shit secret, like it's a lot harder, because literally there's so many like you could literally like say one thing and someone could fucking report it to the Wrestling Observer and then it's out
Yeah,
the next day.
Yeah.
kind of
So
like
it's-
Nakamura and AJ Styles when that got leaked.
yeah, that was somebody from New Japan who just fucking like overheard or that they were leaving, and where else were they gonna go? But WWE.
Mhm.
So it was like but
That's the thing, it's just weird, man, because it's like I know Undertaker can't really face many people in the roster except for someone who's like really big and like I'm thinking like Sheamus or Alexander Rusev. But then when you say that it's nobody on the roster, I'm like, are they planning on signing Abyss or some shit? Like, you know what I mean?
I was thinking.
like I said, they're gonna sign somebody that's because like I said, they're lacking the name value. That's why I say I think of Kurt Angle because he's a free agent. They're lacking the they might not have needed him 6 months ago, but they need him now because for that card. I'm not saying Kurt Angle's gonna come back and get a run or anything like that. He'll probably just come back for a WrestleMania match. But I think that because the main person who didn't want to sign Angle was Triple H. Triple H has never liked Angle. He's never had respect for Angle. They've always had a thing, and he's in charge of talent.
And he
Triple
took that
H.
fucking storyline in 2000 personally.
Yeah. So, and he's in charge of talent, but Vince is still the boss. And if Vince butts in and says we need names, sign Kurt Angle, at the end of the day, Triple H is gonna have to sign Kurt Angle because Vince says
Best
so.
for business.
Yeah, no, I mean, really. I mean, that's the one thing you could. That's the one thing you could say about Vince is that Vince can put his ego aside and he can sign people if it's good business. That's
Right.
why Hogan's been back all those times. That's why he made up with Austin. That's why he made up with The Rock. That's why he, because him and Rock hated each other in the mid 2000s. They didn't like each other because the reason Rock didn't want to return to wrestling was because WWE let his contract run out and they never notified him about it.
Yeah, it was a lot like that CM Punk situation too.
Yeah, like it was like they just figured they needed to move on to the next thing and they didn't want to re-sign Rock. Rock was supposed to come back in 2005 and wrestle another WrestleMania match, but in 2005 they let his contract run out.
It's a shame too because the way he ended was with The Rock and Mick Foley versus Evolution, and that was such a shit.
That was
buster,
bad.
that was really bad, dude. That was fucking crappy.
The only good thing about that whole build-up in that match was the first night Rock came back and he ran out on Raw. And like
Sporting that goatee.
yeah, he just beat the shit out of Evolution, and that pop was huge.
It was.
Even though people knew it was coming, just because he was gone for like a year almost, it just made that pop like even more huge.
Yeah, and he was like serious.
Hey,
yeah.
I gotta get going. I gotta get back to work. So.
All right. Bye, Jenny.
Bye, Jenny.
Bye.
Yeah, Jenny's awesome.
Gee.
But, yeah, Eddie. So, what you call it? I mean, I know you're wearing the Kane mask, man. You have
Yeah.
to be somewhat of an Undertaker fan. But yeah, who do you see going against Undertaker at WrestleMania?
I don't really know much outside of WWE, but yeah, I think Kurt Angle's a pretty good guess. I was thinking like Abyss or something too.
Yeah, I know. Like, dude, I would love to see Abyss fucking do that shit. That'd be so great.
Yeah, it's just,
Yeah, I would too.
No, it would be cool. I only said Kurt Angle because he has the name recognition and he's recognizable to the WWE crowd, and he can get hype for that match. Like he can build hype for that match. But
Are you guys really big? Oh, my bad.
Oh no, you're good. Go.
No, I was gonna ask you. Are you guys big into shoot interviews and stuff like that?
Yeah,
I am.
I've seen a lot.
Because
of
Kurt
them.
Angle did an RF shoot interview, and he talked about how Undertaker actually wanted Kurt Angle to beat the streak back in like 2006.
Yeah, I heard about
Yeah,
that.
yeah, no, Taker's one of the, Taker and that's another thing too is that Taker has always had a lot of respect for Angle, and Taker has a lot of input in who he faces. So if like when they were talking about Braun Strowman, Taker was like, no, shit, my bad, shit, goddamn, fucking dying.
Okay, man. You're all right.
No, but yeah, like they were saying about Braun Strowman, Taker was like, "Fuck it, I'm not facing Braun Strowman." No, nothing against Braun Strowman, but I don't think it would be a good matchup, and I don't think it would be either. I don't think Braun Strowman's necessarily awful. I've seen worse than Braun Strowman.
Yeah.
But he's still young and inexperienced, and I don't think that. But Vince is very high on him. That's why Vince wanted him in that match. but you know it wouldn't have worked. And Vince and Triple H are both like, that's going to be a fucking disaster if you throw that out there on the
Yeah,
big. What you're trying to be the
exactly.
biggest WrestleMania of all time. You're going to throw that in like the co-main event.
Yeah,
that'd be-
exactly.
Honestly,
that would be-
nobody wants that match.
No, and it's nothing.
No.
It's just that's not. It's not a good match. Taker's a little bit older. He needs to go in somebody there that can not carry the match because he can still work his ass off. Taker.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
he needs somebody to go in there that's going to be able to work their ass off too. And Kurt Angle's the perfect.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah.
Like Kurt Angle could literally he could wrestle a broomstick, and I'd probably watch for 40 minutes. Like honestly, like one of the best to ever do it. The guys.
Like that I can't remember. I think it was WrestleMania 25. No, it's probably 26. The CM Punk versus Undertaker match. And it was mostly
way off. What the fuck?
Wait, which one is that?
That was 29. That was 29.
29. Yeah, I know it's way off.
I was there live for that
Uh-huh.
match, and that match was the most incredible fucking match I had seen. And that like CM Punk, the reason CM Punk was so good is because he made Undertaker look like $1 million. He protected Undertaker that match.
He
the
did.
whole way.
He did.
And it's like that dude's craft is insane. Like that's why CM Punk's always been my favorite, like ever.
Yeah, I agree with CM Punk's work statement.
But,
as well with Undertaker.
That whole build up too with the Paul Bearer stuff was
Oh my god.
it was just
so good.
it was just like really like CM Punk. I always say this, and it's kind of a most people agree with it, but some people don't. But CM Punk was the closest thing to Stone Cold Steve Austin of this era since Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yes.
I mean,
a lot of people say that.
Yeah, so I mean,
Yeah.
it's been that match was incredible, and that should have been like that should have been the main event of that
I agree.
WrestleMania
The main
because
event was bullshit.
that Rock Cena 2 was like
Twice in a
Put
lifetime.
the title match as far as Undertaker Undertaker versus CM Punk. Put the title in there as well. That would have been the biggest fucking main event, and that would have been better than the WrestleMania 30 main event.
Yeah,
That would've been
at the time, like there was a few years there where CM Punk, I can understand why he was pissed off about not having the main event because literally like they should have done like when they were talking about doing that title unification.
Yeah.
Honestly, like if you want to do a perfect main event, you should have done him and Daniel Bryan in the main event at WrestleMania.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Bryan world champion, him the WWE champion. You do the title unification. And then the next night on Raw, you debut the new fucking championship, and then that's how you should have done it because that match would have been probably the greatest WrestleMania match of all time.
Yeah,
Or
I
at least
agree.
CM
I
Punk
agree.
versus Chris Jericho.
Because, that too.
Yeah.
No, because that match was not that great at Wrestle. Because then Chris Jericho and CM Punk were at it at
Wrestling
WrestleMania.
wise, that match wasn't all that great, but story wise, that match was brilliant.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Good storyline. Just the end result wasn't all that.
No, and then how told the story as they was wrestling in the ring, in that aspect of it, it was brilliant.
Punk was working hurt too. That's the thing. Is around that time was when I think Punk had one of his knee surgeries and they rushed him back early. Like that was when they literally 2 weeks after he had surgery, Vince was like, "You ready to come back?" And he was like, "What the fuck?" Like,
Give me a solid.
Vince would always say, "I owe you one," and he never fucking gave him shit.
Yeah.
So
Around that time, it was just for instance, that whole John Cena and Randy Orton thing for the unification. Nobody asked for that match. Nobody wanted that match.
Dude, the whole time
Randy,
when they were doing the what was I saying? When they were doing I never forget the promo in the middle of the ring. I think it was the night before, the Raw before the match when they had everybody in the ring, and CM Punk the whole time is just laughing in the background.
That was great.
He's just cracking up laughing, and every time Triple H says something, he's rolling his eyes, pointing at him like, "Look at this guy. This guy's a fucking jackass." Like he didn't give a fuck at that point.
And the audience gave no fucks, man.
No.
The audience
No, because Cena and Orton had been done goddamn fucking 40,000 times.
Right. Dude,
And I know I'm in the
minority.
minority, but I actually think John Cena is a really good worker.
I know. I'm the biggest John Cena fanboy here. So
Yeah, I mean, I think Cena's a really good worker, and I think Orton's a really good worker. But no one wanted because it'd been done to death. Nobody wanted to see that fucking match.
Yeah, we've seen that enough in the Ruthless Aggression era. It needs to stay there. John Cena and Randy Orton put on amazing matches in the Ruthless Aggression era, but that match they had sucked.
Oh yeah,
That was not a good match.
The last good Randy Orton John Cena match they had was that I Quit match from when was it?
Extreme Rules, was that Extreme Rules?
Yeah, it might have been like 2011 or 10 or something like that. Yeah, that was really fucking good. Because they went all out. Like that's how you do an I Quit match with I guess the what people the PG era or whatever. But like they did a great job with that. But that was like the last great match they actually had. I think honestly. And because I don't towards the end, I think it was just they'd done everything they could do. When you have 40,000 matches against each other, what really can you do that's new?
Exactly.
It's and they never had the greatest chemistry with one another, but they always put on kind of a good match. But I think honestly, Punk and Cena had more chemistry than than Cena and Orton.
But that's what's so frustrating to me too is that this WrestleMania we have a situation where we don't have to have Randy Orton like that. Obvious we need to have Randy Orton match. He has to have a singles match. Same with John Cena too. We finally have a chance where we don't need those guys on there because they're not going to be there anyways. They're finally they're injured, and we have an opportunity like this, and yet we get a situation where this top storyline is fucking Brock Lesnar just treating Reigns and Ambrose like they're a couple of fucking play toys, just throwing them around like they don't fucking.
Yeah.
It's burial, man. It's complete burial. And then Triple H is not even on the fucking screen. He's the main heel. He's not even on the show.
Yeah.
It's really.
That's bullshit.
It's really. the only reason Triple H is the champion right now, right?
Because there's nobody that can be fucking champion.
Well, no, is because he wants to be the one to main event the biggest WrestleMania of all time.
Oh, fuck. That makes a lot of sense. That's why because originally he was supposed to face The Rock. That was the whole plan all along. Rock couldn't get clearance from the studio who's making Baywatch to wrestle. So, especially since he got hurt in that match against Cena, and fucking it pushed back the filming of Hercules last time, and that cost the studio a bunch of money. These studios now are not going to let him wrestle. So, so that was originally the plan, but then he wasn't able to wrestle, so that was fucked up. So then he was supposed to face Seth Rollins. Rollins got hurt. So then, because if he would have faced The Rock, that would have been the main event, not the title match. The Rock versus John Cena would have been The Rock versus Triple H would have been the main event. With some Ronda Rousey fucking inclination.
Yeah, some bullshit.
Ronda Rousey would have been in fucking. They wanted a match between Ronda and Stephanie, and that would never happen.
Man, that's bullshit. That match would be horrible.
Yeah, it would.
Dana White would never let it happen because of the fact that at the time, and even still, even though she got beat, Ronda Rousey's still one of the biggest names in the UFC. And if she got hurt, and especially if she was still a champion, she got hurt and wasn't able to fight or something. That'd be a mess.
Yeah.
The only way that match would work is if it was over in 15 seconds with an armbar. And Rousey took no bumps. But still, Dana White doesn't like his fighters being on WWE and shit. I could have seen her being in The Rock's corner. But and Stephanie being in Triple H's corner, and then maybe she knocks Stephanie out on the outside of the ring or some shit. But that a match was never happening.
Yeah, I guess you're right. It makes a lot of sense.
But Nick, I wanted to disagree with the fact that the reason why Triple H is champion is because he wants to be part of the biggest WrestleMania. Only because the way WWE's been building this up, it makes it seem like they're only doing this to get Roman Reigns over. Because they're pushing Roman Reigns to be the biggest.
Oh yeah, the next guy.
Yeah,
they want him to be the next guy.
Yeah, and the only other person who, has been Roman Reigns' adversary for years, from last year to now, or even 2 years, is Triple H.
Yeah, no, that is true, and then that's another reason they're doing it. But I mean, if say if Triple H was facing The Rock or whatever, and that had gone as planned, The Rock got clearance to wrestle, Reigns would probably be because I think originally the plan was I think they were going to do they were originally what they were going to do when they were still trying to get The Rock to face Triple H, they were going to do a Dean Ambrose heel turn and do an Ambrose Roman Reigns title match at fucking at WrestleMania. But because of all the injuries, they had to shuffle a lot of ideas around. Plus, Triple H was against turning Ambrose heel because of how over he is as a babyface. Triple H is very high on Ambrose. Vince isn't, but Triple H is.
Yeah. And Dean Ambrose is one of the best.
Oh yeah, I love Ambrose. I love Dean.
Well, excluding AJ Styles, but I have a bias with AJ Styles because
So yeah, I think that there's gonna be I think that it is true that that they are doing it to get Roman Reigns over because he is gonna beat Triple H, and once he beats Triple H, I don't know how the reaction will be because I think actually people might be cheering for Triple H. But that's not Reigns' fault. I actually think Reigns has gotten a lot better. They're booking him like garbage.
It's the storyline.
Yeah, it's not his fault. He's doing what he's given.
Yeah,
and what they're giving him is absolute dog shit. I mean, his promos could still use some work, but his in-ring stuff is gotten better. He's a better worker. Those matches he had with Shane when he won the title. Like that night he won the title, that was amazing. Like the way they booked that 24 hours they booked, whoever booked that, Jesus Christ, that was amazing. Like they booked that. They finally gave people the Roman Reigns people wanted. It's just this badass who's just fucking like he knocked out Triple H, he knocked out fucking Vince, he fucking beat the fuck out of Triple H. Went fucking he went World Star Hip Hop on his ass and just. But yeah, I mean it was great. But then ever since then, they've been every week ever since they started this build up. Is just after the Royal Rumble has been just fucking garbage.
But as I'm thinking about this right now too, or what you're saying, Trey?
I don't know. I was agreeing with him because as I was saying, people aren't stupid this day and age. We see the storylines coming a mile away, and it's rare for WWE to pull a swerve nowadays because they just stay confident thinking people are gonna love this. They're gonna force it down our throats when in reality, no, they have the right to boo it and not like it. The Royal Rumble where Roman Reigns won is a prime example of that.
Yeah, I was at that Rumble, because I was in Philly and. That was the craziest fucking thing. I thought they were gonna kill Roman Reigns. Like I thought that shit was gonna go down. That was the dumbest decision. You're sending Daniel Bryan out there in the middle, right?
Had Wyatt make him leave too. Wyatt of all fucking people.
Yeah, and you're sending him out there in the middle of the Rumble in Philadelphia where he made his name. So he has a huge. He's already popular already, but Philadelphia. He lived in Philly. Him and CM Punk were roommates in Philadelphia for years. When they were wrestling in Ring of Honor together. So they actually had an apartment like right around the corner from the building they were having the Royal Rumble in. But he has a name there, and you're gonna throw him out like not even just like if he would have been like the final person thrown out, then at least you like made it a big deal, And you gave him like some respect. They threw him out like a jobber in the middle of the fucking Rumble. Like oh yeah, there's Daniel Bryan. Like when I watched it back because I was there live when I watched it back on fucking
DVR or network.
Oh yeah, the network or whatever. It was like fucking like they were like, oh yeah, like Daniel Bryan's eliminated.
And I forgot he was even in the Rumble.
Yeah, and we were like, everybody was like, dude, that's your fucking. He was just the champion like 6 months ago. And you're fucking.
The way he got out too was so like it's one of those like false finishes, but except this wasn't fucking false. Like he literally like fell out like it was an accident. It's just like
it was like a job. It was like if they threw out Zack Ryder, or if they threw out Keith Slater or somebody.
Oh,
like
man.
Like it was stupid. It was ridiculous. It was that thing. There would have been still people booing if Bryan got like to the last person and got thrown out, but it was more of the way they threw him out that people were pissed off. And that didn't even seem like he had a chance when he deserved to be booked way better in that Rumble.
He did.
That's the thing too. Like they do it so unceremoniously as well. Like when you just throw somebody out too, and it's just like, oh, next, and then Bray Wyatt moves. I can see like Bray Wyatt was like, oh my god, I got rid of him. Holy shit! Or like the whole ring stopped. No, they just went to fart. They just started fighting. I said fart.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know?
yeah. That's the thing. They didn't make it a big deal. And with somebody like Brian, who was just your champion before he got injured and left, you should make it a
Yeah.
big deal. That's the former world heavyweight champion.
I have a
And
problem too with the Royal Rumble from this year because I hated when Brock Lesnar got out and he literally just walks past Wyatt, doesn't F5 anybody out of anger that he lost, just leaves with
Oh
Paul
man,
Heyman
yeah, that was stupid. Because I was like, wait a minute.
Brock
You
should have
gonna
lost
tell
his
me?
shit.
Yeah, he should have. Dude, you gonna tell me you don't let the Wyatt family come in the ring after they get eliminated and you're not gonna do anything? That was
Yeah.
stupid to me. That made no sense.
Not only should he have beat up the Wyatt family, he should have beat up everybody in that ring. Like
Exactly.
he should have went in there and F5'd everybody, left everybody laying, and then he walks up the ramp.
Yeah,
And that's it.
That
and
was
does he
bad
wink?
booking.
Does that Brock Lesnar wink? Like, yeah, fucked you all up anyways.
Yeah,
Wink.
exactly, exactly.
Yeah,
that was
and
bad booking.
I mean, he's the. I mean, and usually they book Lesnar like pretty good. Like that's the thing is they usually book Lesnar like that. He usually just flips his shit. Like the time he like F5 that fake cameraman. Like that was amazing. That was great after WrestleMania. That was awesome. That was so awesome. But
It was.
but yeah. I mean, they usually do that stuff with Lesnar, but they just didn't do it. And I was like, that's the most lazy shit I've ever seen in my life.
Right.
Yeah.
Because usually you can tell that like Heyman is in charge of Lesnar's booking. You can tell because Heyman just knows what the fuck he's doing.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I guess that time they were just like fuck it. Like I guess they because everything at that I think everything at the Rumble was pretty much booked. Around that time they were booking shit on the fly. Like really, they were booking on the fly. So.
But one thing I will say they're doing booking right, except I really hate that they're blowing their wad on fucking Fastlane. But this AJ Styles name, they're handling it okay.
They're handling it awesome in my opinion.
For now.
But I loved, and I'll say this: I don't like the Miz wrestling wise, promo wise. I like the Miz a lot, and I love that segment with him and AJ because it was perfect. Because he just got the heat, and then when AJ finally pops him.
Yeah.
Fucking place goes nuts.
Right.
It was like he did his job. Miz did his job perfectly, and he's with like character wise, he owns that character promo.
Yeah, he does. Dude, Miz has always been my favorite heel. Even when he won the title, I legit even though people don't talk about wrestling anymore. I went to school the next day mad, complaining. I'm in 12th grade, mind you. Yeah. Like Trey, why are you mad, man? Fuck Miz.
Miz was so good. Miz was so good at making his heel look good that he made Alex Ryder's heel look good.
Oh, Alex Riley.
Yeah, Alex Riley. I was like,
you said Alex Ryder? God damn it!
I'm fucking up today. I'm tired.
He combined two jobbers together and made Alex Ryder.
Even combined, they're still not main event material.
Yeah.
God damn.
They just get weaker.
But I wanted to go off the point that Nick says when he said that this does not feel like WrestleMania season. Like until he had said that, I was like, wait a minute, this is WrestleMania season.
Yeah,
like it just
I
had
completely
clicked
forgot
in.
about that.
I had completely forgot about that, and I feel like they're just going back into that same problem. Like they bringing back, people like Bubba Ray Dudley and Rhino, but you still don't feel the impact of them being in the roster. And they're making. Wait, well, go ahead, Trey.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I thought you was about to stop right there. No, go ahead.
No, like they're making the same mistake that they made back in 2007, 2008, where they kept bringing back legends, and they had none of their original roster to build up, so they could have big names. Like when you go back, you got people like Vito or Crime Time back in 2008, but none of those names went anywhere. The only one that went anywhere was John Cena. Like they're repeating
all these fucking part-timers. Like,
yeah, exactly. They're making the same mistake, and you see that for WrestleMania they have no big names, so they have to fall on people like Kurt Angle from other rosters.
That's why I love NXT because NXT they do get a chance to build their names up on over there compared to WWE. Like I tell one of my coworkers is this: on the main roster you see Vince's vision of how things are supposed to be done, but in NXT you see how Triple H's vision on things and how it should be done. And I prefer Triple H's vision compared to Vince's.
Triple H is the quintessential. He's old school. He grew up on a lot of WCW stuff, so like when he books, he's booking with that old school mentality. It's back to basics. So that's why NXT works. And that's why people are like really they're not wishing Vince dies, but like when like they're saying once Triple H takes over on the main roster, it's gonna be the booking wise is gonna be a lot of like good. It's gonna be a lot of good shit.
Oh yeah, I agree.
But the only thing with Triple H, and I mentioned this in my podcast a lot, and my co-host brings this up a lot too, is that Triple H doesn't have the same. He can't put his ego in check like Vince can. Triple H holds grudges. Triple H has an ego. I like Triple H, but Triple H has done a lot of dirty shit behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I remember when he was champion for fucking 3 years or whatever in the early 2000s. It was fucking awful. Back in the dark days of Raw. But he was when he becomes him and Stephanie start running the company, it's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot different when it comes to making deals with people. Like if there's somebody he does not like, he will not put his ego aside, even if it means it's gonna make money. He's not gonna put his ego aside to sign that person. So the thing is that with Vince is like, if Triple H was in charge, you would have never got Hulk Hogan back all those times. But
then again, like, him and Ultimate Warrior had a grudge, and he was able to let bygones be bygones with Warrior. So I'm hoping that Triple H has changed, after learning from that experience.
I would hope so too. Again, like I don't think Triple H is a bad guy. I think he has an ego and he holds some grudges. But I mean, like I said, we don't know until he actually takes over. I don't think it's going to be anytime soon because I think Vince he's going to run that shit until the day he dies.
Exactly.
Vince, and that might be soon, but Vince. He just like because if you actually and this is the God honest truth. This is the God honest truth. This has been a rumor for a while, but it's the truth as hell. If you drive by WWE Studios at 2 a.m., like the headquarters, you'll see one fucking light on in the building, and it'll be Vince's room. It's because he is fucking. He obsesses over the company. He obsesses over. He's up at 2 a.m. CM Punk used to say like he used to get random texts at 3 a.m. from Vince McMahon. And like they would start like conversations back and forth about like wrestling, about what they want the storylines to go, this and that. Like the guy he obsesses over it. Like he literally runs his fucking mind into the ground.
And I see the same in Triple H as well. And that's the thing that kind of bothers me too is like you see like I'm kind of like segueing somewhat, but like Sasha Banks thing, she's coming back too. I mean, because you have all these people like, getting injured on the main roster, like Seth Rollins, John Cena, Randy Orton, all these people. But then like they had a slight chance of Divas Revolution. I was thinking like, oh shit, maybe Triple H is helping that out. But like Vince McMahon decided, or I don't know who the fuck did it, probably Stephanie McMahon, but whoever was booking turned that shit into something we saw back in 2009 where. Now the women matches are fucking bathroom breaks again. I mean, like I was kind of interested. Like
it was completely Vince. It was completely Vince.
Yeah.
Because and it's happening a lot with a lot of these NXT guys. They're Triple H is very high on them. They bring them up, and Vince doesn't like them. Like the second week,
Tyler Breeze.
The second week Tyler Breeze was up there. There was already a report on the Wrestling Observer that Vince did not like Tyler Breeze. Yet he was was like. Like it was the same thing with Bo Dallas. Bo Dallas was the champion in NXT. He was like Triple H was very high on the guy. He was very high on him. And they wanted to start him out in the mid card and eventually make him up to the main event. By a month after he was up there, they were sour on him.
This is the kind of shit that I remember Jim Cornette complaining about a lot. When he would have people like, what's that one guy? His name, something Reigns, Luther Reigns.
Luther Reigns, yeah.
Yeah, he wanted him to get to the roster, however, but instead they grabbed Eugene and turned him into a retarded character.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, like Nick Densmore is fucking amazing. Like he's a great wrestler, man.
Yeah.
And fucking brings him up there as a retarded person. It's just like.
I guess Vince still just wants big muscular dudes.
Yeah.
No, Vince still likes the big guys, but at the same time, it's like, and that's why I hope they don't fuck up. My favorite guy, like I love Finn and all those guys, I love them.
But Baron Corbin, man.
But I like Baron Corbin, but my favorite guy in NXT is Apollo Crews.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Apollo Crews is alright. I watched some of his indie stuff. Some of his matches in the indies were amazing.
Apollo Crews is the definition of a total package guy. He's got the size. He's got the athleticism. He moves like a cruiserweight. That guy does some crazy shit. And he's got the mic skills. And he's legit the total package.
Right, I agree.
And I think that they could do a lot with him. But again, I don't know how Vince. Sorry, I gotta blow my nose real quick. But
You're okay.
It seems like NXT, they're building up NXT as almost like as the reserve. Like Triple H knows that Vince McMahon is running WWE into the ground with like Raw and the talent. So when Vince McMahon finally does step aside, Triple H can use like, okay, I've been building up NXT, and we can all use the reserve, quote unquote, to come over here to the
main thing is with NXT now, it's becoming a brand.
Yeah, it feels like a wrestling show.
It's not just developmental, and that could come back to bite it in the ass because they're like touring and stuff now. But the hype around it is like very strong, and they're signing guys that are just like when they just signed Austin Aries.
Dude, that caught me off guard because it seemed like while everybody was hyped about Nakamura and AJ Styles, Austin E just getting in there like, yeah, I'm here too now, bitch.
Yeah, but they said that he, as of right now, he's signed just for NXT. Like he's not like they're not gonna think about calling him up to the main roster. Like he's there to build the NXT brand.
Right. Has it been broadcasted yet on the NXT show, or was just a live show kind of thing, like a live event?
I think it's been because I think it was at a taping. I think it's been broadcasted.
It hasn't. Not yet.
Okay, but it was at a taping, so it will get broadcasted. But they just did a live event yesterday in Philly, and I had a friend that went. I didn't go. It sold out in like fucking 10 minutes.
Jesus Christ!
Dude, I was gonna buy tickets to NXT Dallas, but man, that thing sold out so quick because I wanted to see Nakamura in action. You know?
Oh, she's fucking amazing, man.
Man.
Yeah, man. So I mean, like I said, but when you're talking about earlier about how you just need guys, like they keep fucking them up, bringing them onto the WWE roster after NXT. You think how long do you think James Storm took to find that out? Like, because now he's in TNA, obviously, and they're doing beer money.
Beer money again, yeah.
I just think with James, I think that was a dumb move on James Storm's part, only because he's lucky they even looked at him. And wanted no, because I love James Storm, but I'm talking about from an age perspective. He's a little bit older, and I mean, I think he's lucky that he even got a shot because usually they wouldn't look at a guy like him.
Right.
Maybe he found out that they just wanted him for NXT, and they didn't want to bring him up to the main roster anytime soon, and that's when he bounced. But I mean, I really don't know why he would go back to TNA to do the same shit. I mean, TNA has a little bit of extra money now, apparently. But I mean, so maybe he got a little bit of a bigger check than he would have gotten in NXT. But yeah, I don't know.
That ship looks like it's sinking like a motherfucker, man.
Yeah, it is, man. It's like what somebody on Twitter said. James Storm going back to TNA is like seeing that a girlfriend going back to her abusive boyfriend.
Yeah.
It's the truth.
Yeah, it really is, man. And it's just sad how that's happened because back in 2011, man, or actually late 2010, with the whole 10-10-10 storyline, I fucking love TNA, dude. I was so into it when Jeff Hardy turned heel and all that shit. And granted, Jeff Hardy was all fucked up, and he totally kiboshed Mr. Kennedy's fucking push, whatever. But I was really into it. Kennedy. And then I watch that shit now, man. It's so hard to watch a TNA show.
Dude, I used to order TNA's weekly pay-per-views back in 2002, 2003, and I loved them. And I loved TNA up until 2009, and then I kind of was still into it, but they had a lot of bumpy roads. I think in 06 that was the pinnacle of TNA. One of the best main events I ever saw was TNA. I think it was Unbreakable 2005. I think it was AJ versus Joe and
Christopher Daniels.
Christopher Daniels, that.
2006.
That match is up on TNA's YouTube channel, and you can actually watch it in full, and it's still incredible.
Oh yeah, I recommended that as my match of the night. Because before we end the show, we always give a match of the. Match for us to watch before the show's over. I think I made that the match last week because that was a fantastic match to watch again.
Oh yeah, no, it was legit. It was incredible. Because and that was a time where TNA the problem TNA faced was they tried to compete with WWE when they went to the whole Monday night thing, and they were like, "Oh, we're gonna compete," and it was like, dude, you're not even like popping a 1.5 rating. Like you never got over a 1.5. Well, what makes you think you're gonna compete? Like even on their debut, they got like a 1.4. And on Monday night, they debuted on Monday night the same night Bret Hart returned to the WWE for the first time in like 20 years.
But you know what's incredible about that though is that WWE's rating went down a lot too because you got to share that pie. So WWE's rating was like what 2.35, 2.20, some shit.
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. I mean, yeah. Look, they did respectable numbers because people were interested and see what they were gonna do. But I just think it was like I don't think they should have went to Monday nights at all. I think they should have said like, look, we're not competing directly, but we're an alternative to WWE.
Yeah, like they
We're
should
not
have
like
been.
a competitor. Yeah. And then once you build that up and build it up and build it up and build it up, like imagine if from 2009, 2010, if they continued to build their brand, and like around like this time when WWE's at like its lowest ratings ever, if TNA was still on spike and they were putting on a really good product, like you know how many viewers they would gain right now when people are tired of the WWE product, then you could actually be like, oh shit, they're actually a competitor now.
Yeah.
But they didn't want to wait that long. They got Hulk Hogan in there with fucking old ass Eric Bischoff and shit. And they're like, "All right, let's go, let's do it now. Monday Night Wars since 1997. Like when I watched that show, I'm like, half the people on here. When I'm watching a show in 2010 and there's people that I see from 1997 on Nitro on the fucking chat, I'm like, oh look, there's Sting, there's Ric Flair, there's Hogan, there's Bischoff, there's fucking what was his name? The Nasty Boys and shit. I'm like, like, why am I watching it? Like, it's
God, that was a bad sign.
I'm like, why am I, like, why aren't you putting up AJ Styles and Christopher Daniels and fucking Jay Lethal and all these guys? Why is Jay Lethal still doing a Macho Man fucking impression?
Yeah, I agree, man. I agree.
And no one gave like half a shit about any of that. Like even when Hulk Hogan came out, like they actually messed up their own storyline shit too, their own story arc, because Hulk Hogan was like, "Yeah, I've been in the back all day," but they were announcing the whole show like, "Hulk Hogan's almost here. He's almost here. He's in the limo. He's coming to the arena."
Typical Hogan match.
Like once you see Hulk Hogan fuck up that fast, you're like, dude, he doesn't care. This is gonna be shit. He does not care.
No.
You know, around that time, doing that Monday Night Wars 2, I felt like Hogan was just depending on his own star power. But let's be real, man. Hogan's star power enough a long time ago. So there was no way all of the Hulkamaniacs were going to just turn from WWE and watch TNA.
If Hogan still had his star power, TNA would have been doing much better ratings.
Yeah, exactly. But that's not what happened.
No.
Thursday nights. So.
Hogan's star power, when people turned over and they were like, oh, they're still kind of like booking it pretty badly, let me just... You know, the only good stuff they really did in 2010 was, like Nick said, was with the Jeff Hardy stuff.
Yeah. Which,
thought.
by the way, wasn't the first episode, didn't they do the Montreal Screwjob bullshit?
Yes!
Oh, God, yes.
I seen that shit. Yeah. Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle had yelled at the camera, if I wanted this shit, I would have go back to WWE.
Right, yeah. I was like, man. I was like, dude.
That's what I'm saying. I really thought it was 1997. Everything they did was fucking, oh, what worked in 1997? Well, let's do that.
No, but you know what's so funny though is like I actually had my friend, and she was into the current wrestling shit, whatever, and she did not get what any of that shit was. She was like, "What's going on?" Like whatever. I'm like, "Oh no, this is supposed to be like what happened back in 1997." She's like, "This is some old shit." Like you're.
Yeah, it's like people that didn't even know about 1990. Like in 1997, I was like 4. Why are you doing like I don't give it. This is no significance to me. Like it was so stupid. It was so dumb.
Hey, guys! I know we're having a fun time, but Nick, you wanted the show to be an hour, and it's already 7:06. So, did you want to start closing, or do you want to keep going?
Oh yeah, because high score is starting soon, correct though?
Yeah,
I think it's starting at 8.
And we didn't get to go to all your topics too, Nick. So
Yeah,
sorry about that.
I just wanted to go over one thing though. Like you said, Nick said, John Cena was injured. Apparently he's going to be racing in NASCAR. What the fuck?
What?
Dude, as a John Cena fanboy, let me defend him. I'm pretty sure that racing cars
I
Racing
don't.
cars are different than wrestling.
No. Apparently
That's bullshit.
WWE John Cena's superstar is going to be the honorary Daytona 500
But
pace driver car. Pace car.
Oh,
But dude, check his Twitter account, man. This dude's still being lifted. Like this guy doesn't give a fuck if he's injured. He really lives by his motto: "Don't never give up." This dude's still kicking iron.
I'm just saying, no, this motherfucker don't want to wrestle.
This dude doesn't want to quit.
No, John Cena was out of a sling in a week, and you were supposed to be in a sling for like a month and a half after that surgery. And he just, I mean, and I'm not saying, that he's on anything or whatever, but he's got to be taking like human growth hormone or some shit, because
Yeah, he got to be taking something, because
he's fucking like that's not human.
Yeah.
That's not human.
Yeah, that's not.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like John Cena is one of those things too. Like I watched the Total Divas show. I know I shouldn't because I'm a grown ass man, but
that show was legit, man.
okay, thank you very much.
I mean, I'm still on the first season, but it's legit.
Oh fuck you! Never mind, man. Yeah. Thanks for kissing my ass though. That's nice.
Anytime.
But the thing is though, man, like that show, like they're having little situations like John Cena is like doing this, doing these movies, doing that, doing all this secretive shit. I'm thinking like, okay, how does he have enough time to do this as far as like being on the wrestling show? And now they're saying he was injured, but usually he posts like pictures of his injury and his shoulder or whatever the fuck. They didn't show anything this time. Apparently he's getting married. Like I don't know about that too.
I really don't know. He did post one picture of the day he got the surgery.
Oh, he did. Okay.
Yeah, like when he was actually in the hospital and shit.
Oh
like
yeah,
that, in
because
the bed.
Cesaro was hanging out with him.
Yeah, so because it's like similar to this kind of the similar thing that Cesaro had. Cesaro had a little worse though.
Yeah.
His was like a complete tear, Cesaro.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was but yeah. So I really don't know. Am I bad if I derailed the show at all? Because I know.
Oh no.
You good,
Actually,
man.
we touched on everything.
Nick,
Okay.
he was awesome, man. Like, we were just going back and forth. It was great.
Yeah, man. But yeah, I'm gonna be ending this like about 10 minutes or so. But I actually do this after every show, just to get some recommendations out there. So I'm gonna start with Eddie because I don't know. Are you still there, Eddie? Mr. Edwards, Mr. Hendricks.
yep.
Okay, now I don't know how much you like old school shit, but we always do this where we have a you pick a match. We do like a match of the night or match of the week thing, but like we do one from this week and then one from back in the day. But I know you didn't watch shit from this week.
Nah.
So is there any matches back in the day that you would recommend? Any
Nothing
era.
Nothing that I don't think anybody's never seen before, but I always liked the two. Well, this is kind of obvious, but I like the two Undertaker and Kane WrestleMania matches.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I love those two. My favorite, though, out of those two was definitely the 1998 one.
Yeah. Wait.
Because, I don't know, man, Kane didn't sell shit in that match either, dude.
Does Kane ever sell anything?
No, but, like, I hated on the 2004 one, he was like a big old vagina, like, just like, oh, it's Kane! He's gonna be like a bitch! And he's running around, and I'm just like, dude, you're Kane. Fight back. Like, you're big, you're bad, you got this.
Yeah, just a few months before that, or not a few months, but like a year or so before that, he was like the monster that was like took his mask off and shit and was like fucking supposed to be like this big beast. And
They do that all
and
the
then he turned
time.
into Undertaker's bitch, and I was like, yeah, like Kane looked more impressive and more like scary than fucking Undertaker did. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Nick, did you mean 1997?
No, it was 98. It was WrestleMania 14.
Oh, 98. Okay, you said 1991 at first. I was like, what?
Oh, fuck, no. No.
You actually made me check to see the Kane debut in 1991. I was like, what the fuck did I miss?
No, maybe it was Undertaker versus the dentist character. What was that fucking dude's name?
oh, Isaac Yankem.
Yeah, Isaac Yankem. Yeah, man. But how about you, Anthony? Got any matches?
John Cena in NASCAR.
Driving.
I know. And a WWE NASCAR versus like Napa or some shit.
Spoiler alert: John Cena wins.
I
Yeah,
thought he'd
John Cena
be-
being like last place, and then like in 10 minutes, he's like,
Yeah.
I was hoping he would be driving like a Fruity Pebbles car or some shit.
Yeah.
Pebbles car.
Disappointed.
Fruity Pebbles.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, Jim Ross now announcing, "Good God Almighty! Oh, he's driving. He's turning."
They drove right past him. He's got
my
a family,
God.
damn it.
That car had a
This
family,
way.
god damn it.
But seriously, though, on a serious note, if I had to recommend a match, I would have to say John Cena's first debut, since we was talking about Kurt Angle. That was really good. Really
Yeah,
good
man.
showing
It
from John
was. It
Cena.
was.
Yeah, it
Ruthless.
was really
Yeah,
good.
I saw that recently.
Ruthless aggression.
Yeah, exactly. For it. Yeah, exactly. That's when they
Yeah.
first said it too.
Yeah.
Ruthless.
I love that shit.
Yeah.
But
it's really good.
I do think though afterwards when John Cena went backstage and like Undertaker was like, "Good job," he was like, "Oh, the Undertaker shook my hand." Like, man, that was some bullshit.
Nah, but I loved how like a couple of months later, once he got used to his Thugonomics gimmick, it turned into a legit storyline, and it was awesome.
Yeah. No, it was Cena turned a lot of heads, even though people
Alright, I'll
fucking
be back.
people hated him.
What'd you say?
Yeah,
exactly.
people hated him then, but man, it was like he did that whole rapping gimmick in the graveyard and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Mocking
Oh, yeah,
Undertaker.
no.
It was great.
Oh, what I meant was like people backstage, like Triple H hated his ass.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Triple H said he wouldn't make it at all. Like, and now he's like the biggest star. Like Triple H said countless times, like, I had to eat my words because I didn't think the guy was gonna be shit.
Right.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
became
neither did I, honestly. But I mean, I think he just got lucky because they needed Brock Lesnar and Bill Goldberg, and then when they boosted them up and they left, they're like, "Fuck." Well, who has not turned into Brock Lesnar's and Goldberg's bitch? Benoit, Eddie. Oh, they died. Fuck.
Who?
John Cena. Like,
Wait,
Yeah.
who's the first guy you said?
well,
Benoit.
it was kind of like.
Dude, you talking about a created character?
Oh, shut up. Benoit exists. Leave him alone.
What are you talking about? Don't. You bring this
Oh,
guy up.
before-
You bring this guy up every week, man. Stop bringing him up. He
Hey,
doesn't
hold
exist.
on. I wanted to ask Nick, Leslie, man, how do you like the WWE's new site? What you think about it?
I've only seen it like once or twice. It looks fine. I mean, I really don't go on their site a lot, so it doesn't really bother me that much. But I mean, it looks okay. I mean,
Do that shit right now.
Yeah, I'm about to go this shit right here. And I'll show Leslie what makes Anthony stay up at night of just pure anger. This just kills him.
okay.
The
I see
logo,
Brock
man.
Lesnar about to fuck the shit out of Roman Reigns.
This black dude.
I don't want to take a fucking survey, goddammit. That's how they're annoying the shit out of me.
Oh my god.
Beasley, the other brothers divided.
Yeah, I'm not fond of the site. Plus, they finally got rid of the old WWE logo. That hurts. That wasn't just a logo. That meant something.
That was life.
That was heart. That was heart, son.
It was hard, man.
That was family. Damn it.
Exactly, man. You don't do that, man. That logo was working the gimmick for like 50 years.
It's like when they took the F and just left the W.
Oh
I hate
yeah.
that shit.
They
Get the F out.
Yeah, get the F out. What the fuck?
Yeah.
No, go F yourself.
Like, what the
Yeah,
fuck? They
man.
was trying to sell like a console or something, like Nintendo, get in or get out.
Yeah, get in and get out.
And one thing I will say to end this off really quick too is like I'm looking over here and it says, "Did the Beast leave the brothers divided?" Now here's the thing, WWE really does not give a fuck about bloodlines. Like they always say, "Yo, Edge and Christian are brothers." Oh, they're not brothers. Okay, they're brothers. No, they're not. And now like
I
they're
always forget.
really pushing this whole like Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns are brothers thing.
You know, I didn't learn that Edge and Christian weren't brothers till like 2010. That's and I got pissed off. I was like, "What?"
And
No, I actually got it after
learned that
Edge
Matt
retired.
Hardy, Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy was actually related.
I would have
Yeah.
caught me. I would have caught me off guard if they weren't, because they don't really look.
Exactly, yeah. But no, so Nick Leslie, that's what Anthony fucking hates. But
What?
I don't like it that much either. I will admit, it looks like shit. But at the same time, you know, I mean, it's wrestling,
okay.
Yeah.
you know. Like, I actually really like the logo from WWFSuperstars.com. Remember that shit back in the day?
Oh,
man,
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, that was a cool site, man. It had, like, a bunch of backstage interviews all lined up perfectly. And
Dude, I remember. Nah, this shows my age. Even though I'm not that old, but I remember going on like when I was like 6 or 7. I remember they didn't even have a website. They had to go on like AOL keyword WWF.
dude, yeah.
And like fucking like in Vince McMahon used to, like you could find there was like an infamous like chat room session where Vince chatted on an AOL chat room, and you could actually find a transcript, and it's hilarious. It's people just trolling Vince McMahon in like 1998. It's hysterical.
No, remember like during the pay-per-views they would do that, and you go on there and there's a bunch of shit like fucking like the characters will get off, have a match, go sit over there, and someone will type like Ahmed Johnson says like, "Hey, my back hurts."
Oh, wait, was this a long time ago or recently?
No,
this was-
1998.
Oh, okay,
it's
okay.
like-
Because I know they brought it back to Howard Finkel.
No.
Well, they brought Bite This, but that wasn't even near like what that was.
Yeah.
I remember that.
I wish I had the Bite This episodes because there's one with Taz and Michael Cole that cracked me the fuck up, dude. It was so hilarious.
Are we still doing that match recommendation shit or?
Oh yeah, of course. I know. I get carried away.
Oh no, it's fine. I mean, I didn't know what we were doing. I mean, I could throw mine. I mean, you said nominate or recommend two.
Yeah, one from something current, like either this week or last week, and then one from just any era.
Let me see what the fuck the Well, I'll
And
do
no
it.
genre limitation. It can be any kind of match. Hell in a Cell, fucking Raw, pay-per-view.
Well, I know this has been mentioned recently on here because I don't know how many
Backyard
shows you guys
wrestling.
have done, but
Yeah.
but yeah, no. For the throwback match, while I look up the exact event of what I'm looking up here. But yeah, the old school match. It's not even that old. It's about like 11 years, but Shelton Benjamin versus Shawn Michaels on Raw in the Gold Rush tournament.
Oh, man.
yeah, dude.
I watched that match 3 weeks ago. Yeah,
That match is incredible.
massive.
That match is like 15 minutes long, but it's like one of the best Raw matches ever. That super kick at the end.
Yes.
Music,
So
my
clean.
God.
So goddamn clean.
But
That-
there's one
that match was
bittersweet thing
legendary.
about that. The one bittersweet thing about that, though, is that that's what Shelton Benjamin was going to be known for the rest
Exactly.
of his life.
They
Like,
dropped the ball, that guy.
They did.
They did.
Yeah, I
did.
remember he was pretty good.
like I actually kind of hated it when they had that in the intro to Raw
Yeah.
because I was like, oh shit, look at that, it's Shelton Benjamin. Oh,
But that's when that shit was badass, though. That was the baddest ass intro for Raw when they had that. This is the music. To the music. And then they had the fucking scenes playing in the background. It was just
And,
so good.
That was
And
awesome.
a recent match that I'll do is because I actually went to the show live and it was amazing. It was from it was December 18th, Ring of Honor Final Battle. Jay Lethal versus AJ Styles for the
You
ROH
got to
World
see
title.
that match?
Yes.
Man,
So good.
I have not seen that match yet.
I would have killed to see that match.
It's so good. I don't even know if you can. I mean, if you can find. I mean, because I think it was on pay-per-view. I could be wrong, but I think they had the thing where you could order it on pay-per-view.
I'll
Nick, fire, man.
I'll try to find the match for you and give it to Nick. That way he can put it in the video description and stuff.
Yeah, so I mean, it might be out there, it might not be, but yeah, no, that match was incredible, and that was kind of like AJ's kind of. It wasn't his official ROH send off, but it was people. This was like a couple weeks before, so people didn't even know, but it was still cool to see, AJ in that match. But
Yeah.
Yeah,
Especially
no,
after fighting Nakamura. Like after fighting Nakamura, about I think it was a week or two.
yeah,
After
that whole match is incredible. I mean, that whole card, it was incredible from top to bottom.
Yeah.
is Kenny Keane back in Ring of Honor?
I don't think so. No, I mean, he might be. I haven't seen him wrestle though. He hasn't been like featured. Or
Yeah.
he might be in Ring of Honor. I don't know.
But you, Trey, go, brother.
All right. My classic match. It's not even that old. I feel like I'm cheating by bringing this up 'cause everybody's seen this match. But John Cena versus RVD at One Night Stand 2006.
Ooh, when it threw the shirts back.
That was great.
The storytelling in that match, the audience was hype as fuck. God, it was such a goddamn great match.
Dude,
And
I fucking love that match.
God damn it, that match was fantastic. Like I know ECW One Night Stand 2006 felt more WWE than ECW. Because 2005 felt like a true ECW show. But
Yeah, but even 2006 was really good because that Hammerstein crowd like made it. I had a chance to go to that one and I passed on going.
oh
06.
man,
I went to
wish I was
I went to
involved.
05. I went to 05. I skipped 06.
Yeah. Oh man. To me, 06 was better than 05.
That show stands out to me, and I know it's kind of a silly thing because it's just, there's no performance or anything, but it's like when Sadman comes out in 2005 and they're playing Metallica's
fucking love that guy.
Yeah.
Dude,
And
like I'm getting
singing it and
goosebumps
shit,
thinking
yeah.
about that shit right now.
Yeah.
Dude. Like
He's
I fucking
Bashes his fucking.
Dude,
Yeah,
people were pouring beer on him and shit. It was hilarious because he walked right by my section, and people were just pouring beer on him and shit. It was hilarious.
he is the most amazing shitty wrestler I've ever seen.
Yeah.
No, him and Sabu. It was cool to see Sabu again.
My favorite was Sabu. I love Sabu.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Sabu's fucking amazing, dude.
Sabu's another guy. Half the time he looked like he didn't know what the fuck he was doing, but he was good doing it. Like
Exactly.
he didn't know. He really was like, okay, I'm just gonna jump off this top rope to a table onto a chair and barbed wire, and whatever happens, happens.
Right.
I mean, there's a guy that fucking super glued his biceps shut, dude. Like, he didn't give a fuck. Like, he legit, like, super glued his bicep together. In that match against Terry Funk. Like, who the fuck does that?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly right.
That's not a sane human being.
Yeah, man. So I don't know.
And then in terms of recent though, I think it was this week. But I did watch this match. It's the only wrestling thing I've kind of really watched. That wasn't just a YouTube clip, and it has to do with New Japan Pro Wrestling. It was Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Kenny Omega for the Intercontinental Championship. That match, oh my god, that match was just, the storytelling in that match was amazing because Kenny Omega was just, he's leaving the whole being a junior champion thing, and he was supposed to fight Nakamura, but as you all know, Nakamura went to WWE, and Tanahashi is just coming off his loss against Okada.
Yeah.
And man, like the performance they put on was great. Kenny Omega and Tanahashi, I think, had great in-word chemistry with each other. I didn't think they would, honestly. I honestly thought the match wasn't going to be that great, but they put on a heck of a show. The ending was kind of a little disappointing, even though it's providing internet memes right now that are hilarious. But I still recommend the match. It is a great match.
God, I need to download that shit and just watch a playlist. Like, just fuck, man. Like that's a good stuff to watch when you're working out because it gets your blood boiling. Like, just fuck, like just seeing all these moves and all these fucking false finishes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
and I'll go through mine really quick because I know that they're about to start. I will say this. I stick on this era quite a bit because this is where I grew up and everything. But Fully Loaded, 1998, Stone Cold and Taker versus Kane and Mankind.
Yeah.
I fucking love that match. I know, like, they're all not the best wrestlers.
Yeah.
But man, so many chair shots. Like, goddamn. Stone Cold, man, he would lay those fucking potatoes in, and man, like Mankind just. The thing is about Mankind too, I really hate it. He took so many bumps that are kind of needless. Like he would like slam his head on the steps.
Yeah.
Like, dude,
That dude must be in so much pain, man. Like, he's gotta be.
Yeah.
Oh, you see, every time he comes to WWE now, it's like hard for him to walk. It's like, damn, man, it look like he about to fall apart any minute.
Right. Even when you're watching this comedy show, it still feels like that. Like you're laughing at the jokes, but you still feel bad for him when he's telling jokes.
Yeah.
So I think he liked it pain, though. I think he just liked it pain.
Well, that's the character.
Yeah.
No, ain't nobody like that fucking shit. Especially all the stuff he's been through. Fuck no.
God damn it, man! That dude went through hell.
He did.
I can't think of anybody's wrestling career that's just as crazy as Nick Foley's.
He was never in ACW, was he?
Yeah, as a Cactus Jack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was, yeah. I want to say X-Pac may be the closest.
Hell no.
Maybe. No, never mind.
Hell no. He didn't go through nowhere.
He did.
No, he had
butthole.
an injury that was like fucked up, like his anus.
the rear end
He
one.
did have a fuck up injury, but in terms of like having
X-Pac had a fucked up life, but I don't think he had a fucked up. Like, I don't know if you ever heard that story on Stone Cold's podcast where he fucking wrestled AJ Styles high on heroin.
Oh man, that made me cry, man.
That was like
I feel
fucking
so
ridiculous.
bad.
Like, they found him shooting up before the match. They're like, dude, get out there. Like, you're fucking going on. And he, like, literally does not remember that match. Like, AJ carried him that whole match.
Yeah, I felt so
fuck
bad for him, man. God damn it.
Well, anyways, guys, and by the way, I don't have much to say about this match. I just thought it was entertaining. But Kevin Owens defeating Dean Ambrose, Dolph Ziggler, Stardust, and Tyler Breeze.
Oh, no, that match was great.
Yeah, that was pretty fucking cool. And
I didn't see that match, so I can't call you out on it or anything like that.
I just wish they would build Tyler Breeze. Like, this could be like a new Shawn Michaels, and they're not doing nothing. Same with Dolph Ziggler. Like, what the fuck?
Dude, nah, because not even Shawn Michaels want them to be Shawn Michaels. They want them to be their own characters. The problem is will the people in the back allow them to develop? And as far as we see with most of those characters, nope.
Exactly, yeah. So anyways, but that's our picks. This was our Unnamed Wrestling Podcast. Usually we call it Wrestling Wednesdays, but we're doing it on Thursday, Friday, any fucking day but Wednesday. But yeah, also Nick Leslie, I always try to plug this for you on the Children of Toast, man. But yeah, this guy with all the wrestling knowledge, why don't you plug what you do, brother?
I do a wrestling podcast and a few other podcasts as well. They're kind of, some are on a hiatus, but they're about to come back into full swing. But it's cheappopinc.com. I do a podcast every week called the Cheap Pop Podcast with my co-host Perry. And we missed a couple weeks because I was like sick and we had some other shit going on. But we're back now. A new episode usually goes up every Friday, but because my co-host, he's been kind of busy with like kind of personal stuff, we've been kind of doing it different days. A new episode's going to be up tomorrow. We're going to be recording that in the morning, and it'll be up tomorrow afternoon, Saturday. So, but yeah, a new episode usually goes up every Friday. We usually do a new pop culture. We have a show called Cheap Pop Culture that we do a show about pop culture on, like comic books, movies, TV, other stuff like that. That usually comes out on Mondays, and there's usually a video game show that my co-host Perry and my younger brother also do called The Game Complainers. That's going to be coming out every Wednesdays on the site. So we're going to try to get a lot more variety on there. And but yeah, cheappopinc.com. Definitely check it out and give it some love. So.
And I've actually listened to that quite a bit because there was a time where I couldn't watch fucking wrestling for a bit because it was really, really bad.
Yeah.
It's really, really good. So
thank you, I appreciate you actually checking it out. And if you ever guys want to, there's all like the social network links are up there too. So if you ever want to follow us on Twitter or on Facebook, or there's like a link to send an email in because we do read viewer questions. So definitely, don't be shy to send some in. So.
Yeah. I got you bookmarked, man. I've been meaning to listen because I've been trying to find your website, and then I was like, okay, I finally do have it, but I just never got to it.
Well, thanks for that, and yeah, if you just check it out and let me know how we're always trying to hear criticism, so just let me know if there's anything you need to be fixed, and I'll, we'll try our best. But yeah, just check it out and give us a listen if you do. Thanks. So.
Yeah. So all right now, people. Yeah, thank you very much for joining us. All you guys, Anthony, Eddie, Trey, Nick Luzzy, myself. Yeah, I'll thank myself. And anyone who's watching it live not live, but watching it in the archive, thank you very much. Make sure to subscribe to the Midnight Chat Tech YouTube. Mine, I don't do it. I post these in the live stream, but I'm going to send these to the Midnight Chat Tech YouTube. So make sure to look at the Midnight Chat Tech YouTube. Speaking of the Midnight Chat Tech, that's tomorrow, 7:30 CST. Fucking, is that all they need to know? Oh yeah, double toasted time. That's easier to know. What else is there? That's it. Yeah, just fucking wrestling. Watch it. It's a good time to be a wrestling fan, sort of. If you're in the WWE and TNA, don't watch that shit.
Watch Ring of Honor, New Japan Pro Wrestling.
There we go. See, listen to Trey and Nick Luzzy. They know their shit.
And don't forget to do the job.
Yeah, do the job.
Do the job.
Tell some jokes. People who knew Martin Thomas will understand that joke. But yeah, make sure to subscribe to my shit too. That's fine. If you guys want to be part of the show at all, if you guys are into wrestling, make sure to message me on Facebook. And if you guys want to be part of the Midnight Chat Tech, make sure to message us on Facebook so we can give you a link and tell you what to do, etc. I'm fucking done talking. Stay toasty.